So the next point is compromise of a pending suit. So when the parties are involved in any kind of suit or a case wherein it is of the pending nature, which is pending for a while. So in that case, if they decide to come to some kind of negotiation with each other, they want that they would make an agreement and they want to sum it up. So in that case, they may compromise upon a pending suit, right? Make a compromise means some kind of negotiation or some kind of composition they can form with each other. They can come to a decision, right? So that compromise which they are making, compromise means any kind of negotiation, any kind of dealing, any kind of agreement which they are making. So that is a valid consideration. Since we are talking about the elements or the features, essentials of valid consideration, this pending suit related to or any negotiation, any agreement, right? Any agreement related to the pending suit will in itself it would be considered as a valid. So the next point is composition with creditor. So there are two parties, one is the debtor and the other one is the creditor. Suppose creditor has given 10,000 rupees to the debtor, which the debtor has borrowed from, right? And now the debtor is unable to pay this amount of money to creditor back, right? So in that case, debtor says that I can only pay 6,000 rupees. I can only pay 6,000 rupees. The creditor accept this lesser amount of money. This is a less amount of money. The creditor say yes to this money. Instead of 10,000 rupees, he say, okay, I am agreeing on taking 6,000 rupees back from you. This 6,000 rupees once the creditor accepts on, right? So this is known as composition with creditor. It is a kind of deal or an agreement or a negotiation with the creditor. And this is in itself, this acceptance of lesser amount of money instead of this 10,000 rupees is a valid consideration in itself, right? So this is there. Next one is consideration may be past, present, may be past, it may be present, or it may be future consideration, right? So what is past consideration? Past consideration means when there is consideration has been exchanged first and then promise has been made later on after that, right? So for example, we will take one example here, A and B. And suppose A has lost his mobile phone, right? So he asked B to find out that mobile phone for him, right? And B makes all the efforts to find out the mobile for A, and he actually found it out. Now after getting the mobile back from B, A says that I'll give you some amount of reward to you, some amount of money as a reward to you, right? Say for example 500 rupees or something like that. Now this is a promise which A is making, that I will give you 500 rupees. This is a promise which he has made. And why he has made the promise? Because B has found out the mobile for A. So that mobile phone is the consideration which was exchanged before, and then this promise of giving 500 rupees to B has formed later by A. Clear? So this is a past consideration. Past consideration wherein the consideration moves first and then promise is made after that later on, right? This is past consideration. Next one is present consideration. What is present consideration? You go to a shop, you buy the goods and you make the payment. This is present consideration. Nothing is left to be done. Wherein nothing is left to be done. You get the books or stationery, whatever, pen, whatever you are buying, mobile, anything, whichever you are buying, right? So you are buying something and for that you are making the payment. So nothing is left to be done. Everything is executed. This is known as present consideration. What is future consideration? Future consideration, for example, you go to a shop and you say that I want a particular mobile phone, right? And the shopkeeper is not having that particular model right with him. So he says that I will get the delivery for you. I will get the delivery for this particular model and I will deliver this mobile to you after 2 days. Now you say that okay, you give some amount of money to him, and he also makes a promise. He also says that I will hand over the mobile to you after 2 days. Now this is a future consideration. What is the meaning of future consideration? That the consideration will be exchanged in the future time duration, right? So he will be giving or delivering the mobile to you after 2 days, and maybe Henceforth, you will also be making the payment of that mobile after 2 days to him only, right? So this is a future consideration wherein the exchange of the consideration, which is in this case the mobile and the money, the payment, will be made in the future time duration. This is a future consideration. Next one is consideration need not be adequate. Now suppose there is you are having a mobile which is the market price of which is suppose say 10,000 rupees. If you sell in, suppose you sell that mobile in the market, you are already have used that mobile phone, and if you sell it off in the market, you will get 10,000 rupees. Now there is a friend of yours, and you, because he is your friend, you sell that mobile to him in only 5,000 rupees instead of 10,000 rupees. So this is not an adequate consideration. This is not an adequate consideration. So in that case, it is a valid consideration. Even if it is not adequate, but you have sold the mobile in the lesser amount of money by your own choice without any external fear or something like that. So in that case, this consideration is a valid consideration. Right? Next one is whatever consideration you are exchanging, it should be real. What does it mean? Means it should have some real monetary value attached to it. Right? So this should be real. Next one is it should be lawful. Any consideration will be regarded as lawful if it is permitted by government, if it is permitted by the law. Right? So in case if you are exchanging those goods which are not permitted, which are not allowed by the law, that is not regarded as valid consideration. However, if you are exchanging anything which is allowed, which can be dealt in the open market, which can be bought and sold in the open market, so this is regarded as lawful consideration. So this is there. Next one is it should be certain. What is the meaning of certainty? This we have already discussed in the features, essentials of contract video, wherein certain means some kind of certainty should be present in the consideration also. For example, if I say or somebody, suppose A and B, two people are there. A is selling the mobile and he says that I want to sell it in 5,000 rupees or 6,000 rupees. So there is no certainty in it. So first of all, there has to be some kind of, because payment, the payment of mobile is of 5,000 or 6,000. So it should be first clear, it should be first certain, then only it will be considered as valid. Next one is the consideration must be possible to do. There has to be a possibility to do something. For example, suppose there is a magician and he says that I would find some treasure for you for certain amount of money. So this is not possible because nobody can find out the entire treasure for certain money, because if the situation was like he would have kept that treasure with himself only. So that is why there has to be that consideration. It should be like that, which is wherein some kind of possibility to perform that consideration is there, existing there. There has to be some kind of possibility to performance is also required. So all these are considered to be the features or essentials of consideration. If you have any query, you can put that in the comment box. Thank you.